lesson will be on linear graph and simultaneous linear equations. Okay, so if you see the word linear, okay, essentially I'm talking about a straight line. Okay, so if I were to plot my lines on a graph itself, okay, when two lines are plotted on a graph paper, okay, the point that they intersect, okay, it is the common point. So when I say common point means this point exists on both lines. Okay, we call this the solution of the two equations, or we call them simultaneous equations. Okay, simultaneous equations are used when we have two unknowns and we need two equations to solve. Okay, so if you recall for your formula of your straight line graph, okay, your general formula of y equals mx plus c, okay, the two unknowns we're talking about is your y and your x. Okay, in the diagram itself, okay, what you have is two lines that are plotted and drawn. Okay, this point which is marked with this x here, okay, this is the intersection of the two lines, okay, which is -2 and 3, and this is what we call your solutions to these two simultaneous equations. Okay, so these simultaneous equations that they are referring to is this equation here as well as this equation here. Okay, essentially the equations of both lines. Moving on, if we look at the example below, okay, graphical solution of simultaneous equation, which means I use the graph to solve the two equations. Okay, originally they gave you a graph of 2x plus 3y equals to 18, okay, which is the line that is going downwards. They ask you on the same axis, draw the line with equation y equals to 1/3 x minus 3. Okay, so you should know to plot a graph, okay, you need a minimum of 3 points, and then find the respective y values and x values, which are your input and output boxes for the new lines. Okay, so if you come up with your values, okay, these are the values that you should have in the table. Okay, so mark out these 4 points on the graph itself. Okay, and then you use a ruler to draw the straight line. Okay, which is this blue line that I have inside. So if we take a look at the two straight line graphs, okay, the intersection is this point here, or this coordinate here, which is 9, 0, okay, on the x-axis itself. So if I were to ask you for the solution of these two simultaneous equations, okay, it will be x equals to 9, y equals to 0. Okay, that's it. So we move on to the next part. Okay, this is exactly what's written for you below. Okay, solve the simultaneous equation. So same thing, you look at the coordinates of the intersection, 9, 0. Okay, so it's always, remember, it's always x followed by y coordinate. Okay, so your x goes to 0, y goes to 0. Lastly, okay, you might have some scenarios, okay, where they give you the line in another form, okay, where you must manipulate, which means I must move around my variables until I have the same line that is drawn. Okay, so same thing, solve the simultaneous equation, same question. Okay, the line that we drew is this line here, because whenever you draw a line, you need to rewrite it or re-represent the equation in the form of y equals mx plus c. Okay, but if you realize, if we shift around, okay, multiply 3 on both sides, okay, you get 3y equals to x minus 9, okay, then 9 equals to minus 3x, x minus 3y, sorry, which is the exact same as what you have. Okay, so the solution is still exactly the same. Okay, next, okay, just a short recap. Okay, your horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, so horizontal line always has the equation of y equals to k. Okay, a vertical line always has the equation of x equals to k. Okay, so this k can be any value, okay, based on what the question requires.